This is Danny Flexen here for SecondsOut. Delighted to be joined once again by my good friend and former Southern Area champion, of course, Danny Kinahan. Danny, how you doing?
All good, mate. Yourself?
Yeah, I'm very good. Thank you.
Good man. Good man.
So I put out something on social media earlier today, just asking if anyone wants to talk on camera, on record, about Daniel Kinahan, either criticism, support, somewhere in between. And thus far, you are the only person to have stepped forward. It seems that for whatever reason, people aren't very keen to talk about the subject, but there are obviously links to boxing, so I think it's worth covering. Before we get into it, just tell us about your own personal relationship in the past or presently, whatever it might be, with Daniel Kinahan.
Well, I first met Dan when I went over to spar Peter McDonough. He was fighting Dean Byrne for the Irish. I don't know, was it the Irish title they fought for?
I think it was the Irish.
I don't know, but yeah, but today boxed, obviously. I went over there for that to spar in Marbella with him. And like I said, I met him. He was good as gold. Like, always good to me, very polite, looked after me, treated me excellently out there, made me feel welcome. Like, it was such a good place to be, that gym at the time, with the vibe, like everything that was, in the gym, everything was brilliant. And Daniel was a gentleman. He's really, really nice to me, welcoming to me. So yeah, that's all I could say about that, really.
And has that relationship continued since then? Have you been, do you still speak to him? You still friends?
I don't speak to him so much, but if I know that I'm ever in any bother with anything, that I need any advice with anything or help with anything, Daniel's always there. But what you got to realise is I work, Dan. Like, I've taken a bit of a step back from professional boxing, but like I said, if I've ever needed any advice in regards to boxing or anything else, just life in general, I've spoken to Dan on a few occasions, and he's always helped me out. And he's never expected anything from me, never asked me for anything. He's always done it. He's always done it off of his own back and out of the goodness of his heart. And I can't give Daniel nothing. Like, it's not like it's Tyson or Billy Joe, who he can make money from or whatever. I don't know if that's the situation with them guys, but he's always just been kind to me. And like I said, I can't offer him nothing in return. So it's the mark of a man for me.
Until the recent developments, how aware have you been about the allegations surrounding Dan?
Well, yeah, yourself, like, if you're involved in boxing, you see what people are saying on Twitter and all that shit. But the thing is, what people, it's hearsay, ain't it? And that is what it is. It's hearsay. I'm not from Dublin or anywhere like that, so I don't know the word on the streets over there. But the man's not had any convictions. He's not convicted for nothing. So, I'm pretty sure that if it was as straightforward and as nailed on and concrete as people on Twitter are making out, I'm pretty sure that he would be behind bars, but he's not. So, like I said, it's a lot of it is to do with it's just opinion, Dan, ain't it? And it's just it's the rumour mill. That's all it is.
I think what some people or his critics certainly would say to that is that if he were to step foot back in Ireland anytime soon, he probably would have to face criminal proceedings and defend himself in court.
Do you know what's crazy, though? You know what's crazy, right? Like, the whole time he was in Ireland, the whole time, anything to do with, when he was in, Marbella or anywhere else, expect that anywhere else sort of give him a fair shake of it. But in Ireland, it really, really does seem like they're hell bent on having him next. But there's, like I said, if there was I don't know the whole ins and outs of it, but if there was anything concrete, surely they could get something done. There would be something, that Europe or Ireland would come together and they'd all decide and make a thing to have him extradited or to get him nicked. But it seems to me like whatever they're saying they've got on him don't really hold that much weight, because surely these people in Dubai or wherever he is, they'd get him out. If it was really that much of a monster, they'd looked at things and seen, I assume that the Irish authorities have spoke to these people and made them aware of their opinions on Daniel. But for me, if it was anything concrete, they'd get rid of him. They wouldn't have him in the country. They'd extradite him. They'd get rid of him. Like I said, but like I said as well, Dan, a lot of people put it down to money, like that he's buying his way here and buying his way there. But as we all know, in Dubai, for whatever money Daniel's got, is probably a drop in the ocean to the money that these people out there have got. So that also holds no weight. I just can't see it, mate. Honestly, I don't know if you've met the man, I don't know if you've been in the company or whatever, but listen, mate. Honestly, from just a genuine geezer, and from what I know of him, and from what I've seen of him, and spoken to him, and all he cares about is boxing, and all he cares about is the fighters. It's a guy that's genuinely just tries to help the fighters, which, as you know, Dan, is not too common in our sport. He's genuinely got the fighter's best interest at heart, and what more can you say about it? It's fucking don't know what else to say about it, Dan.
So you're saying about kind of if it was a big thing and everyone wanted him removed, they'd find a way to do it. What then do you make of the US government sanctions recently? Because that's a huge superpower who've decided we need to do something about this. We're going to stop his bank accounts. We're going to stop his access to his businesses in the US. That seems like a big step in that direction.
Mate, do you know what? As far as like these governments go, and like in countries, between countries, we know that Europe and America are in cahoots with each other. That it's like politically as well as to do with crime and stuff like that. So, like I said, again, America is a pretty big player in the world with anything that they do, ain't they? If it was really something that I think that they thought, do you know what, we can get this guy extradited, we can do this or we can do that. I'm pretty sure that wherever he is now, the country there they'd support that. No one wants to go against these, America, superpower and whatever they do. Same as the UK and Ireland, they all quite hold a bit of weight everywhere. These countries all work together. I just think it just to be quite honest, mate, I just think it all sounds a bit like a bit of a piss in the wind. Like no one really knows what's going on. There's nothing concrete. There's nothing there. That's what I see, and that's the way I look at it.
Given how you feel about him and how he's been loyal to you, what do you make recently of all the people, organisations as well, who've now denied that they're friendly with him or that are backing away from him? How do you? Because you're obviously not doing that, but they are. What do you make of it?
Well, who knows? Listen. At the end of the day, loyalty. A lot of loyalty is down to money, Dan. A lot of loyalty is down to money. People's loyalties can be bought pretty easily, to be quite honest. And just it seems a bit funny to me that all of a sudden, he's I don't know, his bank accounts and his businesses have been frozen, and suddenly the loyalty's gone. Seems a bit coincidental to me. That's what I think anyway.
Let me ask you this:
and one of them is Bob Arum, yeah.
Yeah.
But Bob Aron's just a greedy old man anyway. He's just another Don King. Sorry, but he's just another Don King. All they care about is a pound note. And once that pound note runs out, they don't want nothing to do with no one no more. And that goes in this situation as well, I think.
Let me ask you this. If it comes out eventually that he is guilty of any of these crimes, and they're big crimes, let's not beat around the bush. We're not just talking about money laundering. There's the drug side of things, which is ruined many lives, and we're not saying he's responsible at this stage, but if it does turn out that he is, and you've been loyal to him, how would you feel if you were proved to be wrong about him?
So you'd feel like you had a bit of a slap in the face, wouldn't you? But like I said, we just have to see what happens when you can't say. I'm not I can't tell the future, so I don't know how I would feel, But like I said, at the moment, there's nothing concrete, and I'm confident in the fact that Daniel's a good man. He's a good fella. He cares about He cares about fighters. Anyone that's his friend, you know, he'll care. He cares about you and he helps you out. You know, that's not money. That's nothing to do with money neither. As a person, if you're going through stuff or you need to talk or stuff like that, Daniel's always there to help you out. Like I said, he's there to advise, give you advice the best way he can. Sometimes he might not know the answer to the question, but he's there nonetheless to support you. And like I said, for people go on about money, and I've seen so many people talking shit about number one Sonny Edwards, like saying, oh, he's on the payroll, this and that, you know, because he always sticks up for Daniel, but it's nothing to do with that. You know, he's another one. You know, Sonny, I think Sonny met him around the same time I met him, I think, and his experience has been the same. So don't you know, like I said, you don't go against someone that's done you good, and you don't turn your back on people when they're in need. Simple as that.
Do you feel that Daniel? Sorry. Do you feel that Daniel is? Yeah. Do you feel that he's still involved in boxing in any way? That apparently he still advises fighters, albeit not via a company.
Yeah. Well, yeah. But like I said, he probably advises people on a friendly basis. You know, like he's got a lot of friends that are fighters. So, you know, if people want to go to him to say, "Oh, what do you think about this? What do you think about that?" Then, you know, as a friend, of course, he probably would advise them. Whether or not that, you know, it's for a monetary gain, who knows? But like I said, of course, he's probably going to talk to people. Like I said, a lot of us fighters are his friends, not on a business side of things, but we're friends with him. So, like I said, maybe he does advise people, but like I said, whether that's for monetary gain is a totally different thing. The guy that I know, like I said, Dan, one second, baby. Like I said, when I was, you know, with MGM at the time, anytime I wanted to know anything, even like I said, since I've not been involved in boxing and I've called him and spoke to him, he's always given me pretty good advice and never asked for a penny. So, like I said, it's, you know, friends are friends, aren't they? That's what friends do. It's like if you rang me and said to me, "Oh, what do you think about this?" I'd offer your advice. It wouldn't even come into my mind to think, "Oh, I'll tell you what, Dan, that advice is going to cost you £7.50, mate." Do you know what I mean?
I couldn't afford it.
People think no, but I think people just think that, you know, everything's based on money and everything, you know, and this and that. And it don't work like that. Especially not with Daniel. It doesn't work like that. He genuinely wants the best for the fighters.
Can you kind of split the two in your mind? So if it was revealed later on that he was guilty of some of these heinous crimes, but the flip side, he's always been good to you, he's always been good to fighters. In some ways, maybe he's been a positive influence in boxing. Can you separate those two things?
Well, I don't know. You know, it's just like I said. It's, of course, if someone's, you know, guilty of doing like really terrible things, then of course that, you know, that's the man, ain't it? That doesn't just count for, oh, you know, because he's done good in others. Not comparing the two, but look at, for instance, at Jimmy Savile.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying? Like, so of course it's not exclusive. It's an exclusive thing, ain't it? If you've gone out there and done, you know, and done a lot of things to a lot of people, but just because you've done good to people, it means that, oh, you know, does that excuse you? Of course it doesn't.
Brilliant. Well, I'm going to let you get back to your family because I think you're
cheers.
No, I really appreciate you talking about it because no one else has been keen
no
to
problem.
particularly.
Like I said, Dan, all I can comment on, and I have this on Twitter all the time. All I can say is how my experience is with the man himself and what I know of him helping people and you know, people that, like I said, people that can't give him nothing. there's no way these people can gain anything from, you know, from being involved in Daniel. Like, he's just a good person. You know, like I said, everything every experience I've had of him has been positive. And like I said, when you hear about all this stuff going on, it's like, I just think I can't even imagine, you know, that's true. So that's why I'm so vocal in what I've got to say. And, you know, people say, "Oh, you all this and that," and, "Oh, you're on the payroll." I'm fucking ain't on no payroll, mate. I go to work 6 days a week. You know what I mean? If I was on the payroll, I definitely would be going to work 6 days a week and grafting my nuts off for, you know, on a building site when it's wet and windy. It is what it is. Say hello. People are friends. People are friends because they're friends. You know, like you said, how long is it since I've seen you last? Really, before now?
A few years now, yeah.
Yeah, but nothing changes, Dan. Do you know what I mean? And if someone said to me, "Oh, you know, Danny Flexen's done this," or "Danny Flexen's done that," I can only comment on you as I know you. You know what I'm saying? And obviously, I'd have your back because you're my friend. You know what I'm saying? So it's the same situation with this. I know. I wish I could. You know, I know probably 10 people that man's helped that can't help him at all. That can't give him anything in return. It's just that's the mark of a good man.
Well, really, really appreciate it, mate. And yeah, good luck. I'll let you go because you'll be grafting again tomorrow, won't you? But
yeah, I know. I can't wait.
Let's catch up again soon.
Top man, Dan. See you soon,
Cheers,
bro.
mate. Take care. Bye bye.
Bye, mate.